We're back at it. I think this is day 3. What we're doing on the upper deck is putting a rim rail, basically angle iron, so the edge of the wood's protected. And then I got Jake's welding on the stake pockets for the upper section. He only had enough to do the top, so this is all we're gonna get done today, but we can start painting and throwing a deck on them because we're waiting 4 days until the rest of the stake pocket shows up. Okay, we got some progress. We spent about the first 3 or 4 hours this morning between staff meetings and running to the metal supplier. We didn't get anything done on the lower deck, but we got quite a bit done on the upper deck. We got the rim rail, so it keeps the wood from slipping or sliding. It also allows the stake pockets to get up to level with the top of the deck. The problem is they only had 10 stake pockets in stock and we needed 32, so we used all 10 of them up top and got as far as we can, and then we ran out of wire. But that's the joys of being a welder, running out of wire, running out of tips, things like that. But so tomorrow all we gotta do is put on they call it the ramp rail or the catch rail right there, and then weld off the inside, and then put our rub rail there, and when the stake pocket shows up we'll put the cross rail there. The other thing we're going to work on is we're going to make ramps out of that 1 5/8 tubing with the 1.5 inch angle in between, and then we've got 2 2x2 angles to make ramp rail holders, and then rub rail for the long side. That's what those 2 long pieces are for. So other than waiting on parts, we're making some progress. All right, we're on our 4th day. We've gotten the top all sort of finished up. Again, we're still waiting on the last 2 pockets. But everything else is done on top. I call that the ramp rail, so it can hook. So basically what we're doing is taking off some of the surface rust so we can put the rust stop primer. So then we're left to weld right now is the ramp holders and the ramp, so we're waiting on the stake pockets. Basically to do this, we took a 2-inch flat piece and capped it, as you can see there. Then we took at the bottom of it, so this sets up about 1.5 inches above the surface, so about a 1/2 inch overlap right here. Then we got 1.25 inch angle iron, so it comes out about 1 inch and sets down about 1 inch, so when the ramp hooks up here it should all level out. And then we put 6 little 1-inch pieces of angle to give it some vertical support. All right, here is our ramp setup. Since we have the upper deck, our ramps are going to be 80 inches long. And we chose 80 inches because you can get 3 79 3/4 out of a 20-foot stick and still allow for the blade thickness. You can hear them wire wheeling the frame outside. We put our angle iron pieces in it, 8 inches on center. Yes, there's going to be one more right here. I just ran out of table room. And on the end, we're either going to take 2x2 or 2x3 to create the entrance ramp and a hook on the other end. So we'll want to make sure everything's square when we go to tack it, and we'll get to it. I'll come back to you. On center, 1.5 inch angle iron, 1 5/8 or 3/4 square tubing, and a 2x3 on the end, so with a 2x3 on that end, so it makes it a combined total of 84 inches. All right, we've noticed we're going to get some rain tonight, so we wanted to get some primer on a lot of the welding. That way we don't have to do any more wire wheeling. So we're putting Rust-Oleum rust stop primer on it. And then again, we're still waiting on the stake pockets, but they'll be here in a couple days. So all we got to do is repaint the outside rail. Then this afternoon or tomorrow, while it's raining, we'll work on the ramp rails. Again, just do a little bit of, grinding and repainting as necessary. And then once the primer's done, we can start wiring the inside. So everything on the inside of the trailer is actually completed as far as framework. All right, before the rain set in, we managed to get it all primered. Again, we're still waiting on stake pockets. They'll be here in 2 days to get that part finished up. All primered. We're going to start running that conduit so all the wire is protected from road debris and snow and mud. And we also worked on our 7-foot ramps. That is a 3-foot climb. So we got the ramp rail. That's not too bad. You could drive a 4-wheeler or side-by-side up that. That way you can get that extra one up on top, or you can just use it for gear. Hopefully tomorrow it'll be dry enough to put the black paint on and run the conduit. Now that the primer's on, we're giving it the color coat, or the second coat. This one's, we're using flat black on the inside. This is something we had in stock, and we're using semi-gloss on the outside. Touching up the corners with spray paint. And as you can see, all the wiring is wrapped in the conduit. We're getting there. The stake pockets showed up today, so we're hoping that the weather holds off tonight so we can weld when it's a lot cooler, since there's a heat wave. We got our ramp rails into place. We'll get them painted first chance we get, just to feel like we got somewhere. We got some lights and some of the tape up top. And we've also gotten 4 of our deck boards down, cutting in place. Trying to find lumber during the COVID crisis, it's a little bit tough since everybody's doing remodeling projects.